I just did a restart. That's it. I did a restart on my computer. Yeah, there's some ghosts in the machine today. Well, thank you guys for being patient. So, welcome to my glitchy live stream. Yeah, really. I look like you're a psychologist. Okay. I'll tell my father. He's a psychologist. I'll tell him I need to change careers. I have the proper glasses for your career. All right. So now let's try one more little fun thing. Let's try one more fun little thing to see if I can just make anything more bad go wrong today. Anything more. Any other problems we can have today. So let's try. What happens if I do this? Tell me if you guys can hear the song that's going to play. Can you hear the music? No? Okay. Let's try, what if I do it this way? How about now? But it's not, that doesn't sound good, does it? Ah! Nothing goes well anymore on this app for me. Nothing. Yeah, no more experiments for today. Well, you guys can maybe do me a favor, and you can message HelloTalk and tell them to please fix the problems on my live stream. I told them myself, but maybe it will expedite things, or things will go a little bit faster if they hear from more than just me. I know that's rude to do. Sorry, HelloTalk, but sometimes I feel like I'm not that important, and I'm not. I'm not very important, but it also seems like it's not cool to just let me hang when all these problems are happening. Yeah, so send HelloTalk a message and tell them, hey, every time I watch Teacher Mark streams now, it's freezing and it goes black, and when he shares the screen, the audio is not good. And it's so crazy because I told them, I have a really nice computer that I got just to do this. I have a really nice microphone and really nice audio equipment, great video. But all the stuff that I have here has to go through the app, and when it does, it ends up being a problem. Yeah, and they are aware of it. Yeah, it is really glitchy recently. The voice rooms, the live streams, it's really glitchy. Thank you very much, Safe. Yeah, I know, Ornella, but it makes it that much more frustrating for me, when I have the perfect rig. And by the way, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's no problem on my YouTube channel. Like there's nothing wrong on my YouTube channel. So it's really weird. Yeah. Ooh, look at you. Somebody recognizes my drums. It is indeed an AOT drum set. Mark, you have good taste in recognizing drums, I guess. And a name as well. How are you, Mark? Are you a drummer? You must be a drummer if you recognize AOT drums. Ooh, you have my other favorite drums. Well, almost. I still want a recording custom more than anything in the world, but the PHX is right up there. I have heard that the PHX drums are incredibly heavy, though. Oh, lucky you. I only have 2 kits. I've got this one, and I have a vintage Rogers Holiday 1966 Silver Sparkle. I used to have a couple more kits, but now I'm down to just these 2. I bought these drums from Ray Ayotte himself. In what year was that? 2000, I think. 2000. So these are from the original batch when, Ray was making the drums himself. I'm not sure if the company's still so good anymore. They don't. When I used to talk to them, I would call and they would answer and they would talk to me about everything, and it was great. Now it's you call and there's just a machine and they don't talk to people about things, and yeah. Anyway, all right. I would like to talk to some people on stage. If you want to come on stage, you can come on stage. Flavia wants to know what the word glitchy means. Glitchy means full of glitches. A glitch is a computer error of some kind. Hello, Tanya. So let's talk to Gigi first. Hello, Gigi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. And you're in China where?
No, I'm in Beijing.
Okay. Great. And what would you like to talk about? Or did you have a question for me or something you want to ask me about?
Oh, hello. I'm so excited I can have an opportunity to talk with you. And it's it's very
Calm down. Calm down. 没事没事没事没事
I just sorry I didn't I just don't imagine I can have this opportunity. So this is I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. It's okay. Budanshin, relax. Fun song.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So tell me about yourself. What do you do?
Hello, I'm working. No, I'm as a assistant in a company.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you like your job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like my job.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
sometimes there are always some problem.
Yeah.
I really don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just work. That's why they pay you. If it was fun all the time, then maybe we wouldn't need to pay people.
Yeah.
So, and how long have you been working on your English?
Actually, the beginning is I practice my English. It's for my work. But now I changed my work for a long time. I also will use English, but when I'm work,
Okay.
I
So,
just
so you have foreign
write. I
clients?
just write. Yeah.
Okay.
I just write English words in email, but there are little opportunity to talk with my coworkers. We always send an email.
I see.
Direct.
I see.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you think is the best part of your English and the worst part of your English?
I think best part that is listening. I'm not sure. Worst part maybe is my spoken English. Yeah, it's a long time. I didn't actually. I have learned English for when I graduated from my university. I learning spoken English with my teacher. Yeah, it's about 2 years.
Okay.
But it's also for a long time I didn't talk with anyone. So I think my spoken English skills is a little or it's not good just now.
Well,
So I don't know what is more.
okay. Well, I'll give you a little hint of what you should do. 在你的脑里，每天你需要用2个文，不是1个文。你需要都需要英文跟中文。所以，如果你肚子饿，你也需要想 I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
听得懂吗？
Yeah, I understand. You mean every day I should speak Chinese, but when I speak Chinese, I also think about it in English.
对 ，Yeah. 那你可以常常练习讲英文。如果你可以常常练习讲，你可以说。Okay. So if you think a lot, then you can speak more easily. That's what I do with Chinese.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's the secret. And that means that you don't have to find partners. You know, it would be better if you could find people to speak with, but that's not so easy to do. Right? So that's why this is a much better way, because you don't need a partner. You just need to make sure that you're always trying to think in in the beginning, you can think in both Chinese and English. Anything you think in Chinese, try to think it also in English. Especially all the simple things. Anything that's
Yeah.
simple, like I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm hungry, I'm sad, I'm late. Those are simple things. So make sure you, if you think them in Chinese, think them in English. Okay. And
Yeah, but you know, Chinese is my first language.
Mhm.
When I want to say something in English, I always want to translate it in Chinese.
不行.
English is
Yeah.
different with.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Yeah, you
sometimes if I say this sentence, I can understand it. If it's English, I can understand it. But if I never say this sentence, I want to say something. It's the same meaning with Chinese. But it's difficult for me to translate it in English.
right.
I always translate it in Chinese way.
Yeah, and so maybe sometimes maybe when you start trying to think in English, your grammar might be a little bit wrong, but that's okay. It's still good to try to think in English.
Right.
And then the more you do it, the more you'll figure out the correct way. But almost everybody who learns a language, when you learn a language, you think that you're supposed to think in your native language and translate. Think and translate. Think and translate, speak. Think and translate, speak. Think and translate, speak. That's too slow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it should be
That's
called
too
and
slow. So
slowly.
that's why you need to start thinking in English as much as you can. And then once you get comfortable doing that in your mind, then it becomes much easier to speak because you don't have to wait. You don't have to think and translate and figure it out. You just speak. Okay.
Yeah, so I find this app. Hello Talk. I want to talk with foreigner friends.
Yeah, and you can, and you will, but if you want to learn a language, learning a language is like learning a musical instrument. Okay, if you want to learn the piano, right? So if you want to learn the piano, how much do you need to practice to become really good? Do you think 1 hour every day is enough?
No,
Right.
I think
it's not.
Yeah.
So the same thing is true with speaking English. So Hello Talk is great, but how much time are you really going to get to really speak with natives? Not that much. Not that much. So that means that if that's all you can do is 1 hour or less, then you need to find other ways to practice to make sure you can practice more during your day. And you work all the time, so you don't have a lot of time to sit down and study. Okay, so that means the best thing you can do is just learn how to turn your daily life, all the things that you normally do, your routine, into English. So when you wake up in the morning and you go, get breakfast, try to think in English. When you go to the market, try to think in English. When you watch TV and movies, try to think in English. That will give you a lot more practice every day. And then you will start to feel more confident about your English. And then if you're confident here, you'll be confident here. Okay?
Yeah. Also, there also has another problem. Yeah, and if I say this word, I know that I know their meaning. But sometimes when I listening it, so it's difficult to understand. So what did he say? So and I think maybe I didn't actually I don't know the its pronunciation, its correct pronunciation maybe sometimes. So when I listen it, I can't understand it.
So you're talking about new vocabulary words?
Yeah.
Okay, and so sometimes when you see a new vocabulary word, you don't know how to pronounce it correctly, and so you don't know what it really means. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, actually, when I see this word, I know it means, but when I listen it,
Ah,
maybe I didn't can't understand it.
okay.
I can't understand it. Yeah.
Well, there's a great app that I use called dictionary.com. If you get that app, it's actually two apps in one. Okay, it's free. And it's a dictionary, and then at the top you have a button that you can choose for dictionary or thesaurus. And a dictionary will tell you the meaning of the words. But if you want to, you can also click on thesaurus, and that will tell you all the words that have a similar meaning. Right? So let me show you this app. On my phone, I'm going to type in the word sad. Okay? And when I type in the word sad, the definition first is here, and it just gives you, a couple of definitions, meanings, right? But then if I click on thesaurus, it's going to give you a list of all the words that are similar to. I know you can't read it, but I'm going to show you on my screen too. It gives you a list of all the words that are similar to it as well. Let me see if I can do this or not. So let's try this. So it's a website also. So it's an app, but it's also a website. And you can go to the website and you'll see this. Okay, and at the top is dictionary.com. And so now we can go and type in sad. Okay, and if you type in sad, whoops, let's try that again.
Sad.
Why does it keep giving me sad tree? That's weird. let's try happy. Happy.
What does it mean, century? It's
Okay, so here, happy, right? And it has you can click on this to hear. Yeah, although that sounds weird. But yeah, it has the sound of it here also, and it also has the phonetics here as well. And it tells you the meaning, okay? And then if you go to the top of the page here and click on thesaurus, and you can type in the same word, happy, and now it will give you all the words that have a similar meaning to happy.
oh, it's
Very
beautiful.
useful, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you're younger, right? So, and like I said, it's a website, but it's also a free app. Okay, so
Thank you.
yeah, that will help you a bit. And then also, when you're learning new vocabulary words, one great way to do it is with audiobooks. Okay, audiobooks, or if you're watching TV or movies, American TV or movies, all American TV shows, all American movies, they all have something free that you can get online called the transcript.
Yeah, I really like watching English movies, English dramas, but sometimes they speak so fast.
Get the transcript. Get the transcript. The transcript is a printout of all the things they say in the show. Right? So
Yeah.
you can now print that out and you can hold it, and then you can watch the show and you can you can circle the vocabulary words you don't know, or you can circle the phrases that you don't understand, or maybe the phrases that you want to remember. Okay?
Yeah.
So every TV show, every movie, they all have a free transcript. And many, many podcasts online too also have a free transcript. It's free. Just type in the name of the show, type in the word transcript, and there will be a website that will have that for you. Okay? That makes learning vocabulary words and phrases a lot easier, because you can hear someone speak them, but you can read them at the same time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I know. I know. I just need to um, spend more time
You
to
do. Yeah.
learn English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to be good at language, then you need to think about 8 different areas of language. Okay, there are 8 different areas. One is reading, writing, listening, speaking,
Yeah.
thinking, right? So reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking. Those are the 5 first ones. Then grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Okay? If you think about all 8 of those things, how am I working on my reading? How am I working on my writing? How am I working on my pronunciation? How am I working on my grammar? How am I working on my vocabulary? You need a separate plan. 你需要8个计划. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, if you have 8 plans and each plan for each thing, you'll be okay. Okay?
Okay. Okay. It's very useful. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to. I want to learn English, but I always see some movies, just listening. Sometimes I can't understand it. This word is so difficult. Um, Maybe I just didn't check it
Well,
on my
again, you need to think about it like learning a musical instrument. Some people, they want to learn the piano, but they don't get lessons. They don't have books. They don't have videos. They haven't, gotten a teacher. They don't have anything to really help them. All they do is they sit down at the piano and they try to, play something on the piano once a week. Can you learn piano that way? You can, but it will take you a long time. And you're going to miss a lot of very important things. Okay? If you want to learn piano well, then you need a teacher and you need books and you need videos and you need practice and you need a lot of things that you have to consider. How am I going to work on my dynamics and my tempo and my, sight reading and there are a lot of, I'm a musician, so these are things that we do, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a musician, that's why I'm giving you all the ideas that we use in music to use in language. If you want to be serious about music, then you have to think about how can I break this into the important parts? What are the important parts of this instrument so that I can learn it, right? And the same thing is true with learning a language. What are the important parts? Those are the 8 important parts, right? And if you have those 8 parts and you can think of a plan for each one, right? You have to sit down and say, what's my reading plan? What's my speaking plan? And you have to be creative. Okay?
Yeah.
Especially as an adult. Because if you're an adult and you're trying to learn a language, you don't have time to study the way kids do. Right? Kids can study, they can say, well, I'm going to study for 2 or 3 hours every day. But most adults don't have that time to sit down and study for 2 or 3 hours every day. So that means you have to come up with creative ways to you still have to do work, you still have to practice, you still have to study, but you have to find creative ways to do it that yeah, it is difficult, but you just have to find ways to turn your life into practice.
Yeah, we are adults. We need to work every day. Yeah, when I finish my work, I get to my home. I need to practice my English. I also to cook food for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe work my school.
So like I said, so that means that when you go to work, on the way to work, try to think in English. Do you drive to work?
No, I drive.
Do you walk to work? Do you drive to work? Do you take a bus to work? What do you do?
I just ride bike.
Okay, you ride a bike. So when you're riding a bike to work every day, try to think in English during that time. You don't have to think in English the whole time, but try to say, like, how do I say that?
Yeah.
Right? And try to think about it.
In my life. and many things actually it's Chinese. I know the Chinese name, but I don't know English name. Many
Right.
like
And that's why
but
this system is really good, because it's very, very, very practical. It's very practical. It's teaching you English that's based on your life. 使用的, how 使用的. Okay?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you learn a language, it's not very practical. They're teaching you things from a book that maybe you'll never use. But if you try to look around and say, how do I say this? Or think, how do I say this feeling I have? 今天我感觉好生气. How do I say that in English, right? Think about these things, right? And again, if you wonder, I've never studied Chinese well, okay, that's not totally true. I learned Chinese for 6 months. 6 months, 6个月，在台湾，在一个台湾的大学，我学中文6个月，大约有6个月。所以，可是
in Chinese is
我也
great.
学中文，自己学，大约10年。
Oh,
Okay, so I've been learning Chinese by myself for maybe 10 years. But actually, my Chinese got a lot better in the last maybe 2 years. In the last 2 years, my Chinese got a lot better. And I live in the United States now. I lived in Taiwan for 4 years. But now I live in the United States. In my Chinese, when I lived in Taiwan, 还好啊，不好的，我觉得。But
you live in the Taiwan for 4 years, so your Chinese is didn't get
no,
better?
有一点点的，yeah, only a little bit. But when I got back here, I was very worried that my Chinese would become very poor.
Yeah,
Because how can I practice?
me too.
Right.
I'm having worried.
So that's why I started using my Chinese in my mind every day to look around and try to say, how do I say that? How do I say this? How do I say that? Okay. And I still have to do it every day. Every day. I still have to try to do it. So that's what I tell everybody is you have two minds when you learn a language. You have your native English or native mind, native language mind, right? If you're Chinese, then you have a Chinese mind. If you're, from Germany, then you have a German mind, right? That's great. But you also have another mind in another language. And your native language mind is an adult. It's up here. But your English mind is down here. It's a child. It's a child. And if you never use it, it will always be a child. But if you use it, then it will grow up.
You got it.
Yeah. Okay. And so the more you use it, the more you feel comfortable expressing yourself. Okay.
Yes. Actually, we have many things in our daily life we can
Yeah.
practice.
So many.
English.
So many.
Yeah,
But start with all the simple things. Start with all the
Yeah.
simple things. I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm hungry, I'm sad, I'm late. I want this, I don't want that. I like this, I don't like that. I need this, I don't need that. 这是好简单，你可以啊。
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, even there are many kinds of vegetables. I didn't know the name.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? Let me tell you a funny story, Gigi. Many years ago, when I was learning Chinese, I had some Chinese friends here in town. They were students that were studying at my university, and I went down there to help them because I'm from here, so I know the area, and I was learning Chinese, so I became friends with them. They could help me with my Chinese, and I could help them understand the new place that they live, right? And sometimes I would take them to the market. They didn't have a car, so I would drive them to the market to buy food, right? And when we were at the market, I would ask them about the vegetables. What are these vegetables called in Chinese? Right, yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I would point to them and I would say, 这个怎么说? And they would say, oh, 这是白菜，这个就是空心菜，这是菠菜. But sometimes sometimes I would point to one and they would say, 不知道，这是什么菜? Because there are so many vegetables, they don't always know the names. Sometimes they just say, I don't know, it's some vegetable.
Maybe some vegetables, the American, you have this kind of vegetables, but in China we don't have it. So they don't have
有一点点，可是 no， 这是在一个中国的市场，这是中国的东西。It's an Asian market, yeah. So everything there was Asian, but there were some things that they were just like, I don't know. It's just a vegetable. We just say it's just a菜.
Yeah, it's a good way, but it's weird. You have lived in Taiwan for 4 years. Your Chinese, it didn't get better.
It's not
You
weird.
have an environment.
It's
You
not
have a
weird.
Chinese environment.
Yeah,
where many
yeah.
Chinese people-
Well, it did get better. It got better, but mostly because my listening got better.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because I could be around it and hear the proper sound and the proper tones all the time. So that helped me a lot. But I was too afraid to speak a lot. Sometimes I would speak to my students in Chinese and they would just laugh at me.
Yeah, your listening is get better, but you didn't say Chinese words with people.
Also, when foreigners, if we speak Chinese to other Chinese people, they speak English back to us. So every time we want to speak Chinese and practice our Chinese, they don't do it. They speak English.
Yeah, actually, I haven't just until now. I haven't been to Taiwan. Yeah, I know I have many Taiwan co-workers. They speak English very well. So I don't know if every Taiwan people can speak English.
No. 在台北，他们有很多人可以说中文，可以说英文。可是，我住在台中，不是台北，所以在台中、在高雄、在苗栗、在基隆，在他们有一些好小的。So
Most of people speak English, right?
不是 most people speak Chinese only 只有中文 Yeah 在台北他们有很多人可以会说英文
Okay.
But in
Oh,
Taichung and Kaohsiung and Taitung and Miaoli and Keelung and all the other cities 好少人
I thought every Taiwan people can speak English.
No, it's just like Chinese. It's just like China, where they all study English. They all study English, or not all, but most study English. But many cannot really speak very well.
Okay, I understand because my colleague they come from Taiwan. They can speak English well.
Some of them
So
can.
in my opinion, I thought they can. Most of them speak English.
Are they from Taipei? Are they from Taipei, or where are they from? Do you know?
not sure. I don't know this Taiwan.
Okay, so yeah, there are many who can, sure, but I chose to live in Taichung because there's not many people there who speak English, and I wanted more practice with my Chinese.
Oh,
I could have lived in Taipei and worked in Taipei, and there are many people who speak English there, so I would not have to learn Chinese. And I know some foreigners who have lived in Taiwan for many years, and they barely speak any Chinese. But I didn't want to be like that, so I wanted to. And like I said, my Chinese was not bad; it was okay. I could go to the market, I could buy things, I could go to the doctor and tell them what I feel or whatever. So I could use Chinese, but it was just not that good because I still had to 翻译，在我的脑里需要翻译，每天需要翻译，就是好慢，太慢的。可是在
but
美
it's
国
in time. You need it's in time, but
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
okay. But then when I got back
Well-
here, then I got more worried about my Chinese because I thought I'd never practice it, so I'd lose it. So that's why I decided to start thinking in Chinese all the time.
yeah, it's in time. In the future, one day you will find it. You will find it. It's very easy for you. To
Yeah,
speak
if I go
Chinese.
back to Taiwan now, I think I'll be fine. Or if I go to
Yeah.
China, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, how when you live in Taiwan, which city have you ever been in China? Beijing,
Oh no,
Shanghai.
actually no, only Shanghai, only Hong Kong. Geo. Yeah. So I lived in Taiwan for 4 years, but I didn't go to mainland. Not yet. Yeah. Because it's much more complicated to go there, right? It's easy for me to go to Taiwan. Very, very easy. I don't need a visa, nothing.
Okay.
I can just go there, no problem. And Hong Kong was the same way. But if I want to go to China, then there's a visa and I have to wait
Yeah, I
and
know.
all that. So.
I know. I understand the
Yeah,
problem, but,
but
no,
but I
we
want
have
to. I
a good-
want to go. I want to go. I will. Many. I have many Chinese followers now, and they all invite me to come to China. So yeah, I will eventually. Yeah.
But recently, we have a good places for foreigners to come China to visit every city. Yeah, it's 145 hours.
145 hours.
144.
144 hours. Some.
Yeah, foreigners can come China to visit every city.
Oh, 真的
You
吗？
don't need a visa. Yeah.
哦，我不知道。
You don't know?
No.
Oh.
美国人吗？美国人可以吗？
Yep.
哇，哦，我不知道，这是新的吗
Sure.
？It's new.
It's a lot of time. Many foreigners come to China to taste the delicious food, and they visit many cities.
Okay, well, maybe I'll see if I can do that again sometime.
But I'm not sure if United States person
Yeah,
can.
I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe U.S. people maybe not so easy. Yeah, unfortunately. But I'll still
Oh, I hope-
go. I'll still go. I just have to get a visa and go. Besides, if I go, I don't want to go for a few days. I want to go for maybe a month or something and travel around and see Beijing and Shanghai and Guangzhou and Shenzhen and many cities. Chengdu.
Yeah. While you live in Taiwan, what's your best Chinese food?
Oh, 我爱吃牛肉面。
Oh,
台湾的
牛肉面
yeah 台湾的牛肉面就是好吃，非常好吃，very very yummy. But also 火锅，and yeah and 我不常吃，可是有时候我需要吃臭豆腐。
OK，有also 的臭豆腐，长沙。
有时候，every once in a while, I like to eat fried stinky tofu or stinky tofu hot pot. Very yummy.
Oh.
And 我想吃蛋饼，我想吃便当，我想吃炸酱面。
我炸酱面。OK。
Yeah, I miss many things. 可是在台湾我好胖，我好胖。
in Taiwan there are a lot of
好呀，很多台湾的食物就是好吃，所以我很胖。
have you learned how to cook it?
可以啊。
So now you can cook some Chinese food.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have a picture? I think I have a picture. Just recently, I made. My father loves Chinese food too, and his birthday was just a few days ago. And so for his birthday, I just made. It's not. It was kind of like 你知道三杯鸡吗？三杯鸡, yeah. So right, so I made something like that, but with shrimp instead. Let me see if I can show you.
Oh, shrimp.
虾子.
A new word for me.
Okay, let's see. Can you see this?
Wait. Okay, I can say it. It's swim.
Shrimp. Yeah, shrimp. Yeah.
Swim. Okay. Wow. Oh, it looks so delicious.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, very delicious.
Wow.
So, I love to cook.
And Chinese dumplings.
Yeah.
Can you
I
cook it?
I can. Yeah, I don't do them very often because they take too much time. But like I see Chinese people do them and they're so fast. They're like, but when I do them, it's more like so slow, too slow. But yeah, but there's so many foods I miss. But the Taiwan beef noodle, oh, I miss it so much, especially the spicy beef noodle, malatang.
Oh, my favorite food is malatang.
Yeah,
Also, hot pot. I also
me too.
very-
Yeah, that's my
like
favorite hot pot too. Always is malatang. Yeah. Well, I 吃辣的食
I
物.
really like spicy food.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I love spicy food. Yep. Well, Gigi, it was nice to talk to you. I'm going to see if I can get a few other people up to talk with him today, but it was great to talk with
Okay,
you.
thank you. Thank you.
You're
Nice
welcome.
talking to you.
Yeah, I'll see you next time then, okay? Make sure you follow and come back and see me again, okay? Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye. See you.
Okay. Why do I wear glasses? Because I can see better. All right. Hello to the new people. Hello, Marcella. Hello, Tatiana. I speak English, I speak Chinese, and then I know a little bit of a bunch of other languages. Just a little bit. Yeah, I thought Americans still needed a visa. I was pretty sure. All right. Hello, Lillian. Hello, Khalil. Can I explain the meaning of hypocrite? A hypocrite is somebody who says one thing but does another thing. That's an easy way to describe it. Is if you say, you shouldn't eat this, and then eat it, then you're a hypocrite. You know, basically is it's somebody who is saying things to people about what they should do, but they don't do those things themselves. Okay? Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, Lillian, yeah, you can come up and sing a song if you want to sing a song. Do I like math? No, I don't. I don't like math, and math does not like me. Introduce the American movies that I've recently watched. Well, actually, the one that I just recently been watching a lot it's an American series, but it's also, it made me miss Taiwan so much because they talk a little bit about Taiwan, and part of the plot of the story is in Taiwan. And it's good for my Chinese, too, because they speak Chinese about half the time. It's called The Brothers' Sun. The Brothers' Sun. It's like a Chinese comedy kung fu movie. 就是好笑的功夫电影. Yeah, Michelle Yeoh. Right. Yeah, right. But when they go back to Taiwan and I see the streets, I'm like, oh, man, I miss it. I miss it. And the food. Whenever they eat the food, too. Okay, you're going to sing Bye, Bye, Bye. Is that, what is that? Is that Backstreet Boys or something, I think? Comedy, romance, and mystery. In sync. Yeah, see, I don't know. Oh, it's a new song. Oh, okay. Pal knows what I'm talking about. The old song that I was referring to. But I'm much older than those songs, so that's actually my sister listened to those, I think, but not me. Okay, give me 1 second, Lillian. So comedies. If you want ones for learning English, you know, a lot of people have been watching that Young Sheldon show. It's not bad. It's cute. It's not really that, you know, it's mildly funny. But the English in it is pretty good for learning English. You know, it's common English mostly. Okay, so there's one. I watched another one that's not really comedy, romance, or mystery. I guess it's a little bit comedy. It's called The Gentleman. I liked it. It was good. And And yeah, you finished that one already. Well, Sarah, off the top of my head, it's hard for me to think about it because I don't watch that much TV recently, at least. Not recently. Okay, let's get Lillian up to sing a song for us. Hopefully we won't have any audio problems. Hello, Lillian. How are you?
Not too bad, and I am so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you, too. It's good to see you again. And you know what? Everybody in my audience, can you do me a favor? When I shared my screen before and I tried to play my video and the sound was really not good, I know you could hear that. So, but sometimes when I bring people on the stage, the sound is also not good. So sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not good. So if you guys hear that, let me know. I don't know if it's only me. Maybe it's only me that I can only hear the bad sound. But sometimes when I bring people on the stage, they talk and it sounds good and then it doesn't sound good. There's something weird. So tell me if you guys can hear that when she's speaking, if there's a problem.
Can you hear me now, guys? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it sounds okay right now, but sometimes it changes, and then it's not so good.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to say, who is this song by?
This song's by a famous movie in this year.
Oh, it's from a movie this year. What's the movie?
I don't know how to say in English, but
it's a Chinese movie.
Yeah, but it's but it's very famous on the on this year. Wait, hold on.
Okay, all right. Well, let's hear it, Lillian.
Okay. So I'm doing this tonight. We are probably gonna start a fight. I know this can be right. Hey baby, come on. I loved you endlessly, and you were there for me. So now it's time to leave and make me alone. I know that I can take no more. Baby, bye bye bye. I wanna see you out the door. Baby, bye bye bye. Okay.
Okay. No, that was good. That was good. That was good. It does sound like it might be. Is it the song? Is it the same song from NSYNC? Maybe it's a new version of the old song.
Just like the old songs.
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it might be. But Lillian, singing songs is it's from the Deadpool movie. Oh, okay.
I have put another songs for you. Another one for my idol songs.
Let me see if that's the same song I'm thinking of.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, it's from NSYNC. Yeah, so it's a new movie, but it's an old song.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was that song.
So I have another song for you.
Okay, one more.
Yeah, okay. I lay my love on you. It's all I wanna do. Every time I'm crazy, I feel brand new. You open up my heart, show me all your love and walk right through. As I lay my love on you. Thank you so much.
So that's Westlife, right? See, Alone knows all your songs.
Yeah. Westlife is my idol. So,
yeah, okay.
So that's why I'm very
Thank you.
Inspired me to study English well and more fluently, and also be confident.
Yeah, but learning songs can be a good way to do that sometimes, you know? Learning songs is really good for learning confidence, right? Because language is a performance, just like singing is a performance, right? When you sing, you have to
Yeah.
have confidence, right? So
Yeah,
singing is a
yeah,
really good
definitely.
way to learn confidence for language, but you have to remember that songs don't care about grammar, right? So sometimes when
Yeah,
you
indeed.
yeah, sometimes the words in the songs might not be proper English grammar. So you just have to remember that. Songs are more like poems. They're like poetry, right? And so poetry doesn't have to follow any grammar rules. Poetry can be whatever it wants to be, right? So yeah. Smiley, would you like to come sing for us?
I am so sad. I am so sad.
Don't be sad. Why? Why are you sad?
Some people think I am not very sing very well, but I also trying my best for you and
Yeah, and
in your
Lillian,
acting movie.
trying your best is the thing that matters. Okay,
What?
and trying
I don't know.
trying your best is the thing that matters. And here's the thing: it's easy. It's easy to sit in the audience and say, "Well, that's not good," but it's not so easy when someone asks you to come on stage. It's not so easy when someone asks you to come on stage. No, no, you're fine.
To share with you.
Well,
And this is
Lillian, Lillian,
practical.
here's what I will tell you. What I will tell you is that I've been playing drums for 36 years, but I still have to practice every day to be better. Okay, so
Okay, all right.
we all have to keep trying to get better. That's it. But the point is, some
Okay.
people are trying and some people are just talking. Understand?
Okay, I see. Okay, I see.
So don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
what.
got you.
Anytime I perform, there's always somebody who doesn't like what I do, but I don't think about them. I think about the people who do like what I do.
I get it. So I
Okay.
have the last one for you.
Okay,
And
one more.
and this from Carpenter. Yesterday once more.
Okay, go ahead.
When I was young, I'd listen to the radio, waiting for my favorite songs. When they played Dancing Alone, it made me smile. Those are happy times, and not so long ago. How I wonder where they go. But I've been trying to the most friend. All the songs I love so well. Every sha la la la, every whoa whoa, those eyes, every shivering that I starting to see so fine. When they get to the punch, when he breaking her heart. It can really make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more.
Good. Good, Lillian. And again, guys, I think Lillian's doing great. Okay, and guess what? I'm a professional musician, and you are not. so, so, so if I think it's good, then it's good. All right. And again, if you guys would like to come up on stage and sing, then you can come on stage and sing, and then we can judge you. But if you have not come on stage to sing, then you should keep your opinion to yourself. Do you understand? That's how that works. Okay? If you're not brave enough to sing yourself, then it's kind of cowardly to comment on somebody else in a negative way. Okay? If you're not willing to come put yourself on stage and let us judge you, you can have your opinion, but everybody has opinions. Okay? And that doesn't mean your opinion matters. That doesn't mean your opinion matters. Lillian has been watching me for a couple of years now, and the thing I like about Lillian is, you know what she has that you don't have, everybody? She has confidence.
When I first time to join your live stream, and I feel very nervous, because my first time my English is not very well, and then I know you more, and you make me very relaxed, and also encouraging me. That's that's what that's another thing. I also got my 100 certificates about your encouragement. So I just wanna say thank you, my friend, teacher Matthew. You are really helping me a lot.
I'm glad. I'm glad, Lillian. And thank you, because really, I like to have you on stage. I like when you come talk to me, and I like when you come sing for me, because it proves my point that language is a performance, and if you don't have confidence, then you cannot be good at a language. So guess what, Lillian? Your English is better than most of their English because you have confidence. That's it.
I don't think so. I think my English has the long time to study.
Yeah, of course
So
it
for
does.
me,
Yeah, you still need to
so for me,
work.
it's the long,
You still need to work on it,
the long journey.
but you have, it is a long journey, but you still have the one most important thing, which is confidence. You cannot be good at a language if you're not confident. You cannot be good at a language if you're not confident. Okay? So yeah, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. And you know what, Lillian? One thing that I really liked when I was in Taiwan, sometimes I would go
Yeah.
to my coworkers they would invite me to KTV, right? And so I would go to KTV with all my coworkers, and sometimes maybe their family would come too, right? And so we're in the KTV room and we're singing, right? We're singing songs, okay? And one thing that I love
Okay.
about KTV is some people can sing very well. A few can sing very well, but many people cannot sing very well. And sometimes I would see someone's grandma would someone's it's a very beautiful someone's grandma would take the microphone and sing a song, and she does not have a good voice, but she sings so proudly and so confidently, and I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome because she doesn't care what anybody thinks. She just loves to sing. So she doesn't care what you think. She doesn't care if it's good or if it's bad. She just wants to sing. And I think that's amazing. So yeah, you have that too. You have this you just want to sing. You just like to sing. You love music. You like to sing. So that's what's most important, okay? Your English will English will get
got
better.
you, and you just mentioned don't care about
That's right.
some kind of better talent.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am meeting better people in the last of few years, and they told me my English my grandma or kind of something, and was that I was pretty sad, and I was crying for myself and my family that they don't know this thing. So I just got to my room and also crying myself for more than nine 9 minutes. So because you are my friend, so I am telling you the better story.
No, that's okay. And look, sometimes you have to be alone because it's better to be alone sometimes than to be around people who aren't nice to you. Right? Sometimes that's okay. And if you can't find a good friend outside, then you have to be a good friend to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And look, Islam says your
Be your
English is
good
pretty
friend.
good.
Be,
Islam
be
can
your
understand
good
your
friend
English.
for myself.
Yeah. Be your own best friend.
Mm,
So that means you
I
have
think
to
that
you
is
have to like yourself. Okay? So
okay.
Lillian, forget about the other people. And I understand you just fine. So I think your English is really pretty good. And you have the most important part of language, which is confidence. Confidence. Okay? If you don't have confidence, then you're reading, you're writing, you're listening, you're speaking, you're thinking, your grammar, your vocabulary, and your pronunciation mean nothing. They mean nothing if you don't have confidence. You have to have confidence. So I think you're doing quite well. So don't worry about other people. Okay?
Thank you, Teacher Mark.
All
I
right.
love you. I love you, Teacher Mark.
You're so nice.
I I love you, and do you love me, Teacher Mark?
I love you, and I want you to just keep working on your English, okay? Keep working, and don't worry about other
Okay.
people.
Thank you, Teacher
Don't worry
Mark.
about other people, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see you next time, okay, Lillian?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you this time. Bye.
Guys, try to remember that this is not a music competition here. Okay? This is not a music competition here. This is a language learning place and a place where we meet to make friends. Right? So what that means is friends support each other. They don't knock each other down. Okay? And yeah, I mean every word I said. That I think that her confidence is really impressive. And I don't think you have her confidence. Okay? So be nice. Support Lillian. Support people who have the confidence to come on stage, especially the people who have the confidence to come on stage and sing. All right? She knows she's not a professional. That's okay. She loves music. Okay? Could I criticize her? I could, but let me explain something to you. Being negative in life and finding the problems with things, that's easy. Any fool can do that. Any fool can tell you what's wrong with something. But to be supportive, that actually takes effort. That actually is much more difficult to do. Okay? Humans are naturally critical of everything. So, learning how to be supportive and positive is a whole lot more difficult than learning how to be negative, which is our natural way. Okay? Ruslan says maybe next time Mark will accompany you with some music in the background. I would love to do that, Ruslan, but recently, every time I try to share audio, there's a lot of audio problems. There's a lot of problems with the app recently. Hello, Miguel. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Did you have a chance to go golfing again? Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Coco, I have no idea. Well, that's not entirely true, Coco. I gave lessons to somebody who wanted to be a visiting professor at Harvard University from China. But I don't know about the process, so I have no idea about the process. Can't help you with that. Hello, Ayub. I'm fine. How are you? Hello to all the new people. The topic is life and English. Okay, let's see. Who else wants to come talk? I want to meet this Ayub because he's been joining me for a bunch of times recently. Ayub, do you want to come talk with me? Hello, Ayub. How are you, my friend?
Hello, teacher Mark. How are you? What's up?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm fine. Good.
Good.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. Teacher Mark, I want to ask you about accents, different accents.
Okay.
There are many different accents. What's the most accent should be learned?
You mean English accents?
Huh?
Do you mean English accents?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there are many different accents, but I don't think you need to learn any of them for American English.
Yeah.
So what I tell people here is if you want to learn my accent, you can, but it might take you a long time. And I don't think that time is very valuable. I don't think it's a very good plan to spend a lot of time working on your accent.
Yeah.
The accent is the least important part of language. Okay? So, what I do think you don't need a perfect accent, but you do need a clear accent. Right? So some people when they speak English, some people when they speak English, maybe some words they say are not clear. And if I can't understand you, then that's a problem, and you need to work on those words. But as
the Indian accent.
well, right. But it depends on the Indian person. I've been here for like 11 years, and I've spoken to people all over the world, and I don't have any trouble listening to anybody from anywhere. But that's because I have a lot of practice. So, but yeah, it can be difficult. If you're working in certain business and you have to talk to people in Germany and India and America and Canada and England, then it's difficult because there are many accents to listen to. But
especially the Indian, they speak very well. Very.
Well, it depends. It depends on the Indian. You have to remember, there's billions of them, right? So I know some Indians who speak really, really well. But
what's the most accent? British accent or American accent? This the American accent is more popular. Yeah.
If I remember right, based on statistical numbers, there are more people who speak with an American accent than there are with a British accent. I think. Yeah, I think it's close. I think it's very close, but I think that there's, but there's more. I think there's more with an American accent. But Ayub, here's what I tell people about accents. If I have two cars and I can give you one of them, okay, they're both the same car, right? They're both a Mercedes-Benz car, very nice car. One car has a perfect engine, and the inside of the car is perfect and beautiful and comfortable, and the tires, the wheels are brand new, but the paint on the car is not so nice. The other car, the engine is not very good, the inside is not very nice, and the tires are very old, but the paint is the most beautiful paint you've ever seen in your life. Which car do you want?
Yeah. The American accent is very open.
Right, but the point is the first car, Ayub, the first car works well. So your accent is like the paint on the car. It doesn't really matter. When you go buy a car, do you care about the paint more than anything? No, the paint is the last thing you worry about. You worry about, is it a reliable car? Is it a safe car? Is it a comfortable car? Does it have a good engine? You know, those are the things you worry about, right? So your accent is the paint on the car. It doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah. You're right, teacher Mark. The most important to understand together.
That's right. As long as people understand you, that's all that really matters.
Okay. The second question I want to ask you, the grammar. What's the grammar? Is very important or not? Many people say the grammar is not important. It's not that
If you're at work, grammar might be important, depending on what job you have. If you're at school, grammar is important. If you're taking a test like the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, then grammar is important. But if you're not at work and you're not at school and you're not taking a test, then it's not that important. Communication is what's important, okay? So, Ayub, I can say to you, I want go store. That's not good grammar, but you'll understand me. I can say store, I want go. That's not good grammar, but you'll understand me. I can say, I want store, go. That's not good grammar, but you'll understand me. Language is about communication and expression, not about perfection. So, again, grammar and accent are things that you can keep working on, and you should keep working on them. But you don't need to worry about them so much. And grammar in particular, many people worry so much about grammar that it makes them nervous. And if you're nervous, then your language will not be good. So that's why I tell people, don't worry about grammar too much, because if you worry about grammar, it will make you nervous, and that's a much bigger problem.
I listen. Many people say the grammar is not important.
Like I said,
if you learn every day 10 words, this is the grammar.
Like I said, I won't say grammar is not important, but I'll say it's not the most important thing, and it also depends on what you're doing. If you work at a newspaper, or you're a journalist, right, and you have to write then grammar is important at that job, right? Or if you work in government and you have to write official emails, then grammar is important in that job, right?
If you open
it depends on the job, right? But if you work at the market, selling fruit, is grammar that important to your job? No. Okay, so that doesn't really matter, you know? So if you're at work, grammar might be important. If you're at school, grammar is important.
If you learn the scientific word or the medical word.
Well, right. If you're a doctor, then grammar is more important, right? Yeah, right.
But if you meet people on the street,
right. If you're just that's right. If you're just talking to random people about random things, then no, it's not that important.
Teacher Mark, I have heard that you speak Chinese language, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, good. I know some for example, Zichiyo Damian Piliwo. Just keep this word.
Okay, all right. Not too bad. Zichida, yeah. All right.
Means gift. Do you understand me?
I can't hear you very clearly, but I heard you say something about self-something.
I bought a new headphone.
Yeah. No, that's okay. It's all right. That's all right. That's okay. Yeah. And I do know a little bit of Arabic too, just a little bit.
This Chinese language is very difficult one of the world, right?
That's what lots of people say. Lots of people say that. And writing it and reading it is definitely difficult. But actually, I think speaking it is not so difficult.
If you ask anyone here in Morocco, what's the most difficult language? They say Chinese language.
Yeah.
English language now. English language is very easy and more clear there. But if you speak, you could not speak.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Chinese can be difficult, but Chinese grammar is actually very easy.
Yeah. I don't understand grammar.
Well, that's what I love about Chinese grammar, is because there are not many rules, so you don't have to think about grammar very much.
But you should be brave to face.
Well, sure, but you should be brave to say any language.
Teacher Mark, did you travel in China?
I lived in Taiwan for 4 years.
It's more beautiful to visit China. To learn
Well, yeah, sure,
Chinese language.
but
It's very important.
again, I mean, every place is beautiful, and if you're going to live someplace, then I think you should try to learn some of the language.
If you learn any language, you have to travel their country.
Well, traveling it's a little different, you know. Like you should try to learn some language when you're traveling, but if you decide to move to live to a new place, then you definitely should learn the language as much as you can. So, if I moved to an Arabic-speaking country, I would start trying to learn Arabic as much as possible. If I moved to a Spanish-speaking country, I would focus on learning Spanish. I lived in Taiwan for 4 years, so that's why I started learning Chinese.
Yeah, you are right. You are the best teacher.
I know.
Where's Clay? Where's Clay?
Oh, he's out of town. He'll be back on Wednesday.
Say hi to
Yeah,
to
I
me.
will. Yeah, he'll be back on Wednesday. He'll be back on Wednesday.
Teacher Mike, I want to ask you the last question, please. There are many people say the life in United States is very difficult, but other people they say the life in United States is very easy. Which is true.
Life in the United States is very expensive. Yeah, and there are many.
It's big country.
Yeah, and just things are in the last 10 or 15 years, life is very, very expensive. So I think it depends on where you come from. I think there are some people who come here and they think life here is much easier than in their country. But I think that if you come from, you know, someplace like Germany or England or France, then maybe you will think life here is too difficult and not worth it because things are very, very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, the France, especially the France country, it's very the living in a France is very difficult.
Well, I don't know. I've never been there, but I do know here it's very, very difficult right now. It's very expensive, and the pay that you get here is so. Some people said Germany and France are also expensive. They might be, but people can find a place to live. But in America, unless you have a good job, it's hard to find a place to live because everything is so expensive, right? So the rent is expensive, the food is expensive, the health care is expensive. So in Germany, you have health care, right? In France, you have health care, so you don't have to worry about that. But if I get sick, if I have to go to the hospital, it might cost me all of my money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the German country is the life is very complicated.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
but those.
I
Okay.
know some friends there. They
Okay,
told me,
I'm sure.
you don't come.
But
don't come to
but
Germany."
again, every place has their goods and their bads. There's no one place in life that's perfect. There's no one place in life where everything is wonderful. Okay? Running a country, any country, it's difficult. So every country chooses certain rules, and some of those rules will be good, and some of those rules will not. Okay?
Okay, this is my here in Morocco. The life is very.
So-
maybe say difficult, but maybe say not.
Right. See, some people will say maybe it's difficult. Some people will say not. Yeah. You know, when I lived in Taiwan, I loved it in Taiwan, and my life was much easier when I lived in Taiwan. But some of the people from Taiwan, they probably think it's very hard. Maybe. Okay, so it just depends on the person, and it depends on the place. You know, there is no one answer. There is no one answer.
If you go any country, you have to search on YouTube, on social media. Even you have some knowledge to go there.
Yeah, Yeah, traveling there would be a good idea if you can travel there first.
I like
And then
I
see.
like I like traveling. I like traveling a lot.
Yeah, I love traveling
But
too.
and I learn a different culture
Me too.
and different custom.
Me too.
And different and and I have to learn different customs.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Algeria. Algeria. Do you know Algeria?
Sure, of course I do. Yeah.
When you see Algeria, there are many people say the life in Algeria between Morocco. There's no the life when you go in the border between Algeria and Morocco, you see the true love to brotherly people, and the other place in Algeria, you raise the flag of Morocco. And
Interesting.
me too.
Okay.
And me too.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Of things.
Well, don't say anything that you'll regret. But Ayub, again, we have an idiom. Let me teach you an English idiom. The grass is always greener on the other side.
Thank you.
The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So everybody always looks at the other side and they say, "Oh, it must be so much better over there. It must be so much better over there." But that's just the way you think. Okay?
The teacher Mark, he understood what the students is going through. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Ayub. It was nice to talk to you, my friend. I'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Live stream.
Take care.
Thank you
Afwan.
so much.
I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let's see. Let me just check something here. Joe, relax, man. Relax. Everybody is okay, whatever they want to talk about. Everybody has their own way. All right? There is no right or wrong way to come talk to me. Okay? Some people have certain things they want to talk about or certain things they want to ask about, and that's all fine. All right? You can listen and learn either way. Okay? Today is a friend in every corner, which means that you can ask me any questions you have. We can talk about whatever. I try to talk to people, right? I like to talk to people and make friends. And if you have questions about English, yes, I am an English teacher. Yes, I am a musician, Liza. I'm both a drummer and a teacher, an English teacher. Okay? So, if you have questions about English, then you can ask me them. Okay? All right, let's see. Who else wants to come talk with me? Let's talk to... Well, let's talk to Liza, who is new. Liza, do you want to come talk with me for a minute? Hello,
Hi.
Liza. How are you?
Hello. How are you? Thank you. I'm fine.
Good. And you're in Iran. Are you in Tehran or where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Tehran.
Okay, great. And I guess you're new here, huh?
Yes, I just saw drums and I'm very interested in drums and music.
Oh yeah? Are you are you a musician or?
In a music university.
Oh, you studied. Well, I did too a long time ago.
No, I'm gonna.
Oh, you're going to. Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, that's great. Good for you. And
Thank you.
what instrument do you play? Are you a drummer?
No, but I will be a drummer. I'm a singer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's cool. All right.
Yeah. and drums and piano are my favorite instruments.
Those are the two instruments I play.
Yeah.
I play a little
It's
piano,
amazing.
and I've been playing drums for a long time, probably longer than you've been alive. So, yeah, and so tell me, what are you going to study in school? What kind of music are you going to study? Iranian music?
No, English. English music. Actually, I'm admitted in Michigan University.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. All right, that's not too far from where I live. I live in Ohio,
Oh.
so I'm just south of there. Yeah.
It's close, I think.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah. Which university in Michigan?
Flint, Michigan University.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yesterday I was talking to a friend and he said Flint is very dangerous. I'm worried about you.
I don't know too much about Flint. Flint has been a very there's been a lot of talk about Flint in the last few years because Flint is a place. Oh, how cute! Flint is a place where the water is not very good. Right? Most places in America, you can drink the water and you don't have to worry. But in Flint, they've been having problems with that for many years because the pipes are very old. And so there's a problem with that. I don't know if Flint is very dangerous, but I would think that usually the college campuses are pretty safe. Usually. The campus itself is pretty safe.
I'm not gonna stay in a college campus. I'm gonna rent an apartment.
Oh, okay. Well, then, here's what I will tell you, Liza. The first thing you need to do when you get here is make friends with somebody who's a local that you can trust. Actually, you can do it before you get here. Use HelloTalk. Find somebody who lives in Flint. Tell them you're coming soon and you'd like to talk to them and become friends with them, and hopefully they will help you to know where is safe and where is not safe. They can look after you. Okay?
Okay.
Because,
Here
look,
for your-
my city is the same way. Look, I used to help a lot of Chinese students who would come to my city, and they went to the university here. And the university, one of the main universities, the University of Cincinnati, it is, it's in a neighborhood that is not too bad, but it can be dangerous in some places if you're not careful, if you don't know where you're going, and especially if you're a foreigner. Right? If you look like me walking down the street, maybe I'm okay. But if you look like you're from another country, or you look like you're not from here and you don't know things, then maybe you might be what we call an easy mark, which means they might think that it's easy to steal from you. Oh no, Liza, we lost Liza. What happened? Maybe she lost her time limit? Ah. Well, anyway, yes, she was beautiful. But yeah, so Liza, I don't know if you're still able to hear me or not, but if you can, then that's the big suggestion I tell people is America is not a problem wherever you go, as long as you know where to go, right? There are some neighborhoods that you shouldn't go to, and there are some neighborhoods that are totally fine, right? And so that's why it's a good idea to find some local friends who will help you know about that. Okay? Every place in the world can be dangerous. All right. Yeah, there was an echo. I know the sound was not very good. I didn't know if that was just me or if anybody else could hear that too. I live in Ohio, Joe. I live in Ohio. Hello, Jamal. Fishing rod ready. What's that mean? What's that mean, Bellin? What's the best way to learn the English language? Etienne, don't be lazy. Learn English every way you possibly can. That's the secret. Okay, if you want to learn anything, I don't care what it is. If you want to learn math, find every way to learn math. If you want to learn science, find every way to learn science. If you want to learn to play the clarinet or the saxophone, find every way to learn how to play the clarinet and the saxophone. The problem is you're looking for one way, like there's one secret way. The secret is every way. If you learn only one way, I promise you won't learn that well. Okay? Are they fashion eyeglasses? No, they are not. I don't do fashion. Nothing I do is for fashion. Okay, let's see. Who else would like to come talk with me? Dana, I see you. I'm going to talk to you in just 1 minute. Please be patient. Let's talk to Hemraj in Nepal, I believe. Hello, Hemraj.
Yes, I'm fine, sir. How about you?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. And you're in Nepal. Where are you in Nepal? What city?
Kathmandu.
In Kathmandu. Okay, wonderful.
Do you know about Kathmandu, sir?
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah. Only a little. Not too much, but I know a little bit.
Okay, yeah. And well, sir, that I have been listening to you, and you are really a wonderful teacher.
Thank you. I do my best.
Because, yeah, I can, understand you very clearly. Because, that you are so that a clear speaker.
Well, it's hard to be a teacher if you can't speak well. Being a teacher
I'm
is
also a
about
teacher.
speaking. Okay, all
I'm
right.
also a teacher.
Well, in your language, I'm sure you're a great teacher in your language. I'm sure you speak well when you teach in your language, right? So, of course I speak well because I'm teaching English. I have to speak well.
Okay, and
Yeah.
well, that how can I speak to people that fearlessly, right? I know English, right, and I don't have any problem in vocab, right? But in front of math, how can I circulate my perspective, ideas, my ideology fearlessly? That is my problem, right? So I know I suggest you help me how I can do better about it, sir.
Hemraj, do you know how to swim?
Sorry,
Do you know how to swim?
no, sir.
Okay. Well, if you want to learn how to swim, then you have to jump in the water, right?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
That's what language is like. If you want to learn a language, you have to speak. That's it. It's that
yeah.
simple. You have to just understand. If you are not speaking, then it's like you're trying to learn how to swim without jumping in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
So if you want to learn how to speak a language, then you must speak. So that's what I tell people is, do you know how to swim? If you want to learn how to swim, you have to jump in the water. Jump in the water. So if you want to learn how to speak, then you must speak.
Okay, yeah. What a figurative, that solution. Good, I understand, sir.
That's simple. Every time you are afraid to speak, I want you to imagine that you're trying to learn how to swim, but you're standing on the side and you're not in the water. Can you learn how to swim without being in the water? No, you cannot.
Oh, That's not possible.
Right.
You have to, you know,
You have to get in the water to learn how to swim. You have to speak to learn how to speak.
Okay, yeah, I understand. And one shot that, what you said, with the previous speaker is that, accent is not necessary. Accent is, like the color of the card. And
Yeah.
even it's, that very mandatory, right? That's suggested. And, I appreciate it. And, that sitting in Nepal, what I used to think is that, accent is mandatory for us. I used to think, but when I, that listen to you, you know, I, that realize that I have to give off, that feeling, and I have to better my that knowledge
Hmm.
and perspective, right, and my thought process, right.
Right. Yeah. So if you take a test like the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, those people do care about your accent. They do. I won't lie to you. Those tests, they do. But I think that's a mistake, and I think it's not necessary, and I think they do it on purpose because an accent is the least important part of language, but it's one of the most difficult things to learn. So if they care about the accent, then that means that maybe you will fail. And if you fail, then maybe you have to take the test again so they make money. Right?
Yes.
So if
That,
they go ahead.
that accent hampers accuracy and fluency. If I want it to imitate accent, right,
Right.
and being being a not non-native speaker, it is very that tough, hard to imitate any accent that of the native speakers, right?
Right. Well,
Because
do you know why accents are difficult? Accents are difficult for one reason. If you know what an accent is, then you'll understand why you do it. When you learn a language, any language you learn, every language you learn, you do have to learn the grammar and you do have to learn the vocabulary and you have to learn how to write and read and listen and speak. But there's another thing you have to learn. Every language has special mouth movements.
yes.
So
That means the articulation.
right. So what that means is when you have an accent, it's because you're speaking a new language, but you're using the same mouth movements from your language.
Oh, yeah.
That's what an accent is, right? So when I speak Chinese, I have to remember to change the way I move my mouth. My mouth moves very differently. Okay? I have to learn all new mouth movements. If I try to speak Chinese, but I use my mouth movements, then I just don't sound right. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but many people don't understand this. They try to learn an accent, but they don't understand that you have to change the way your mouth moves.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. And up to this time, I was really in an illusion about language learning. Now, I'm really, clear, tangible about it. And, in coming days, I will do, that what you suggest. And in the same way, I will, join in Hello Talk and, start that watching to you, listening to you. And in YouTube also, I have shorts, your video, right? And in a day, 5 times, 6 times,
Wow.
I start.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I
Because
appreciate
I
that.
have that what we say, be my verb that to improve, English, right? And for that, I need to be, energetic, and so I choose learner.
I agree. Yeah, right. If you want to learn something, you can't do it just a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
You have to be willing to try to make it part of your life. Make it part of your life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
language is my passion, sir. English, English is my passion.
Good for you.
And after 40 years, I read, but I could not, blossom, right? And why I could not, develop my language is that I only, that followed the ideas of, the professors, who had taught to me in limited, circle boundary, right?
Yeah.
And now, I have, internet, and I got, an opportunity that to listen like you and others, right? And from there, that my horizon, it has become little, that wide. And so, I just, wanted to change, the ways, the method to learn English.
I'm glad you like my methods. I'm glad you appreciate them. Um, you know, I learned languages in the past, and I learned them the traditional way, and I wasn't successful when I learned them the traditional way. But when I learned Chinese, I taught myself, and I used new ideas based on music because I'm a musician, and
Okay, yeah.
so
Okay, music is important.
yeah,
right?
it's
Music
very
is
important to me because almost all the ideas that work to become a great musician also work to become a great language learner. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why many of my ideas might be different than the ideas you've heard from other people because they're just my ideas. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm the greatest, teacher of all time or something, but I am saying that many of my ideas are different. That's all. They're
Oh,
just
yeah,
different.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I
for some
understand.
people, the traditional way of learning languages is great, and they love that. And if that works for you, great. Learning is not a competition. Oh no, we lost Hemraj. Learning is not a competition, everybody. If you like my methods, great. If you like somebody else's methods, great. Okay? Sometimes there are certain people who think that learning is an exercise in ego. It's not. It's the exact opposite of that. I don't care how you improve. I only care that you improve. Understand? But there are some people who care how you improve. And anyway, they might have the wrong idea about teaching. Okay. Well, we lost Hemraj. Let's see. Dana, are you still there? Let's talk to Dana, and we'll bring up Isak as well. Hello, Dana. How are you? Yeah, long time no see. How's your Jen?
What about you?
I'm pretty good. Hello, Isak.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's good to see both of you again.
Me too.
And what's new? What's new with you guys? Anything?
Nothing, just same old.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I taught you that, right? In English,
Yeah.
if nothing is new, then we just say same old, same old. We usually say it twice. You can say it once, but the more common way to do it is just to say same old, and it means it's the same old story, meaning the story has not changed. Same story. So whatever I told you before, it's the same now. Same old, same old. That's what we say.
Demo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very common way to just say, yeah, nothing's new.
Same old, old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ask me, Mark.
What's new with you?
Ask me, 最近你怎样啊？her question, ask me.
The same question as her? Yeah, okay, so what's new with you, Isak?
Same old.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
I want to show you.
Very good. I wish I knew why it sounded so terrible in my headphones. Can you guys, let me ask the audience, when you guys hear, when they speak, is there any echo when they speak? Because when I hear you, my voice sounds fine, but when I hear you two, there's an echo, and I think it's a HelloTalk problem. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, when you guys speak, I can hear a little echo in my. Okay, no echo there. All right, so you guys, yeah, right. I think it's a glitch from Hello Talk. It's weird. I just wanted to make sure that the audience is not hearing it. I hear it, but they don't hear it. Okay.
I don't hear anything. It's no echo.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just not very clear. It's just recently, like maybe 4 months ago, 3 months ago, everything was fine. And one of the updates they did, now so many problems.
Maybe you should change your.
No, these work fine. These are called headphones, and I have two of them. They're both very nice, expensive headphones, and they both work fine. If I do anything else, everything else is fine. It's only Hello Talk. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
So
I don't have any
okay,
echo.
all right, good. That's all I wanted to know. Yeah, Daisy
It
said.
sounds very clear.
Daisy said the new update is terrible, and yeah, I talk to them every day about this, but I need to make sure they understand. Sometimes I think they don't really know that sometimes the updates they do cause a lot of problems.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can tell. You can tell to the.
I do every day. Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys have something you guys want to ask me about or talk about?
Okay, can I take an interview for you? I want like an interview of you.
Sure. Okay. Maybe we can go. We can do a little bit of both. You can ask me a couple questions, and then Dana can ask me a couple of questions.
Okay. So Dana, you first. Oh, I first.
都可以.
You first.
Okay. then
Okay.
You first.
Okay. I really want to know how do you become a teacher? What's your opportunity? How do you become a teacher? Who?
Well, that started a long time ago. I became a teacher first as a music teacher, as a drum teacher. So when I was 17 years old, I spent all my time after school. I would go to the music store and I would just like hang out in the music store because I wanted to be around music and around musicians. And I loved just hanging out there and listening to what they said and learning about what, all the things from these guys. The guys who worked there were older musicians and they had been playing for so many years, so they knew a lot more than I did. And just being around it meant I could learn it. But one day they said, hey, you know what? We need a drum teacher. And you're here all the time. So they said, do you want to be our drum teacher? And I said, oh, that sounds interesting. And I went to a good school, a performing arts high school. It's a pretty famous performing arts high school here. And I studied really well, and I learned from one of the best teachers in my city. So, and I was a drum nerd. Like, I knew a lot more than most people at that age about drums, right? So it's a very young age to start teaching, but I think it was okay because I cared about teaching. I wanted to help people learn, and I loved drumming, so I loved talking about it and explaining things, right? So I started teaching at the age of 18 in the music store. But then I was a musician for about 15 years. I performed music in clubs and lots of bands and wedding bands and bars and restaurants and all kinds of stuff. I would perform music, right? That was my job. But then after about 15 years, I got very burnt out. Burnt out means not happy with my job. It was the same thing every day, and same music, same bars, late nights. You work from 10 o'clock p.m. until 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't get home until 3 or 4 in the morning. It's a very tough life, really.
I know, Samu.
And so I got tired of that, and I talked to a friend of mine who was also a musician, but he was living in Taipei at the time, and he was teaching English at a kindergarten. And he said, man, if you're unhappy, why don't you just come here and you can sleep on my couch and I'll get you a job at the kindergarten and you can try teaching English and just try something different. Just see, different place, different people, different things, and just see if that makes you happy. Maybe that'll be good. And it did. It was great. I loved it. It was difficult. It was difficult because I didn't know any Chinese, and it was a very different culture. So I lived in a small town called Linkou. Linkou is maybe 20 minutes outside of Taipei. It's where Jay Chou is from. Jay Chou, the singer, he's from Linkou. And
Yep.
so I lived there and worked there for like 6 months, and then I had to come back to the United States because I had a family problem. But I said, but I like that. I like teaching English. That was fun. I didn't have a certificate. I didn't have any background as an English teacher. So I decided when I came home, I'm going to do that. I want to get my certification and learn how to be an English teacher. And so I did. I got my certification. I started studying and learning. And then I went back to Taiwan in 2016. And I lived there for 4 years teaching English. So I started teaching English in like 2009. And
I think you have a very, very, very nice friend.
Yeah, I do, right? Great guy. And we're still friends. And he's a musician also.
So he lives in Taiwan now. He back to America.
No, he's still in Taiwan. Yeah, he's been there for a long time. Yeah, since 2007, I think he's been there.
I think you are very brave because you don't know any Chinese and you have courage to come to Taipei.
Yeah, it is a big. Not everybody has that courage. You're right. There are some people. Some people, they come there and they think they want to do it, but I saw many English teachers. They would go home after 3 months or 4 months because it was just the culture was too different and it was too hard to adjust. And
You know the comfortable zone.
Right. That's what we call the comfort zone. Right. Out of your comfort zone. Right. And not everybody is ready for that. But I love learning new things. I love learning about new cultures, and I love a good adventure. So I was okay. I mean, it was difficult. There were times when I was homesick, and there were times when I was a little bit that I felt a little bit lonely, or lost. But then when I went back in 2016, then it was completely different. And I had many friends right away, and everything just felt different, And then I learned Chinese more. And once you learn the language, then it's much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you usually go to the KTV in the evening.
Not too often. Not too often. Sometimes my co-teachers, they would say, we're going to KTV, come to KTV. Or my Taiwanese friends would say, come join us for KTV. I did it a few times, but not too much, to be honest. Because I'll tell you why. Because
Really?
yeah, because I'm a drummer, not a singer.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so it's almost frustrating for me that they want to do music, but I can't do music the way I want to do. I want to play the drums. I don't want to sing.
I think you should like Lilian.
I should like what?
Lilian said.
Oh, right. And I did. 可是有时候我需要喝一点酒。
Oh.
I mean, we call that in English. We call that liquid courage. Liquid courage, which means that liquid courage means maybe before you have a performance, you have one drink, and it helps you feel more relaxed so that you can perform, you know? So
I
sometimes
know,
when I
I
was
know.
at the KTV, yeah, maybe they would want me to sing, but I need a drink first.
In Chinese, we say 酒壮怂人胆.
酒壮怂人胆. Oh, okay.
酒
All
壮
right.
怂人胆.
That's funny.
So I really want to know, KTV in American, do you have KTV?
We have it, but it's not the same as Chinese KTV. Chinese KTV,
They're different.
you get a special room just for you and your friends, right? And it's just private, right? American KTV is usually in a public bar on stage in front of everyone.
I know, and DJ on the stage.
Yeah, sometimes that's right. Yeah, so it's very different. And in America, I think it's not as common. Like in China, I think KTV, you don't have to be a great singer. Nobody really cares. Everybody just sings, right? But in America, there's more pressure. If you're going to be on stage in front of all these people who you don't know, then you feel like maybe you can only do it if you're kind of good, right? So they have some people who are not very good who will do it, but not very many. Sometimes the people who do it are really good. Yeah.
Okay, next question. I really want to know, what's your most impressive student in your
My most impressive
study life?
English student or music student?
Both, whatever.
Let's see. Well, my most impressive music student is there's a guy named, he's a friend of mine now. His name is Devin. And I started teaching him when he was 15, I think, 15 years old. And by the time he was 17 or 18, he was good enough to perform live and be a professional. And now he's one of the best drummers in my city. He's amazing. He's really amazing. Much better than me. Much better. Yeah, he's a drummer. Yeah, and he's much, much better than me now. So it's really nice when you're a teacher, if you see one of your students become better than you, that feels good. That's a great feeling, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And for English, I think I have some students that I've been teaching for a long time from Taiwan, because when I came back from Taiwan, almost all my students that were studying with me in Taiwan, they still wanted to study with me here. So we just did lessons online now. So some of my Taiwanese students, I've been teaching them for, 5-6 years now. No, I guess it's about 4 or 5 years now. And that's cool because you get to see them grow up. It's fun to see your students actually grow up and get older. You know, one of my students is just starting college this year. Actually, I've got 2 of them who are like that. And then there's a boy I really like to teach in China. He is, how old is he? I can't remember. I think 9. And his English is really pretty good. And he's so excited about using English. So I love teaching him, because the hardest thing about teaching is teaching someone who doesn't want to learn, right? So when I was in Taiwan and I had to teach classes there, you know, you have some students, a few students who really like English and they want to learn, but there are many students who are just tired. They don't want to learn. They don't know why they need to learn English. They don't really care about English. And so that's really hard to teach them. They're not excited about learning, right? But if I have a student who's excited about learning, then it's so much fun for me. And then we develop a close relationship, because they understand that that I'm well, you know, like maybe a few weeks ago, my student he came onto the screen and he looked like he was ready to cry, you know, and I was like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And many Chinese students, they just have too much homework all the time. And yeah, he's 9 years old, and he was so stressed out about the homework. He had Chinese homework and math homework and English homework and all this homework to do, and he was almost ready to cry. And so we just talked for 30 minutes and I just tried to calm him down and make him feel okay and make him relax a little bit more. And you have to care about your students. Because your job is to help them grow. And if you don't care about them, then how can you help them grow? Right? So, but I love teaching him. He takes lessons with me twice a week. And every time I'm excited to show up, I'm excited to be there. And he's usually excited to talk to me as well. There's another one who's about the same age who also, I like teaching him because he's so excited to use his English. He makes a lot of grammar mistakes, but he's not afraid at all to speak English, and he wants to tell me. Like just the other day, last week, he had a lesson and he came on and he had this long story he wanted to tell me about his brother and him. They went bike riding and they went in the park and they went here and they went there and then they met these girls and he was so excited to tell me this story, and it was so detailed. It was so detailed that I was really impressed. He made a lot of mistakes, but I have I don't worry about either of those two boys about their English. They will continue to get better because they have one important thing. They like English. They like learning it. And if you like learning it, you'll be successful.
I think you're not only their teacher, but also their friends.
Well, I won't say friend, because as a teacher, you have to have a line between the two, right? We have another word for it, which is mentor. A mentor, mentor. Yeah, a mentor is somebody who's like a teacher, but there's somebody who's like kind of like a teacher / life coach. And your mentor, a teacher is just a teacher, but a mentor actually cares about you and is helping you grow in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. You
and I
mentor.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. Like I think it's hard for me to just be a teacher. I think it's hard for me. I want to get to know my students and I want to help them in life. And for me, learning anything is not just about learning that thing. It's about growing as a person.
And I think language is a tool about life.
Yeah,
It's all life.
language
There's
is
no
definitely
language.
about life. Yeah, language is how we express ourselves. So it's important. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. Not only a teacher, but also a mentor.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to say friend because that's a lesson that many teachers learn, is that you can't be friends with your students, not until later. So, for example, my student Devin, who's the drummer, who's a professional now we are friends. We are absolutely friends. But when he was my student, there has to be a different kind of relationship. He has to respect me. So you can't just be friends like that, right? Now it's very interesting because now he is my friend, but he still respects me tremendously. He still has like when I go to see him perform sometimes, he's always so nice and, respectful to me. And he introduces me to everyone else as his teacher, and they all go, "Wow, you're his teacher?" So, yeah. Anyway, but that happens later. So I really love when I can become friends with my students, but it takes time. You have to pass that place where you're not really the teacher anymore. You have to let them go. you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't agree with you anymore.
You can say, I couldn't agree with you more.
I couldn't agree with you anymore.
不是要 any. 你可以说 I couldn't agree with you more.
Okay, I couldn't agree with you more.
对, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Dana, you're up.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So what's your question for me? I feel like I'm on like a news show now. I'm being interviewed.
Okay. First, I was so glad to see you come up to the stage of teacher AS several days ago. And I'm glad to hear that you say something with them. I want to tell you that I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I think there is no greater the net of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. So I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, being a teacher is an interesting thing because it is a very giving job. You cannot be a teacher if you're not willing to be a giving person. But I still have to pay my bills. So I have to try to make money, and it's difficult for me because sometimes I don't think about the money enough. I think about I just want to help people. I just want to, but yeah, if I don't make money, then I can't be here, So, but making money is not why I do it, right? It's just like being a musician. No person becomes a musician to make money. People do music because it's like inside of them. It's something they need to do. It's like an artistic thing. They need to do it, right? So being a teacher is kind of the same way. You don't do it for the money. You do it because you love it. And then you hope you can make money. So anyway.
And if you don't mind, I ask you 3 questions.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. The first, I can only use simple words when I am communicating with others. For example, if you ask me, "How are you?" I can only reply to you, "I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you for asking." And you? And I can't use other English words to express my situations. And I don't know how to change my situations. I can only use simple words.
Okay, so that's a good one. Yeah, when I lived in Taiwan, all my students in every class, I would come in and say, "Hey, how are you?" And they'd say, "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" 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 Every time, "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" And so, yeah, they learn that in school, and that's all they know. But yeah, I would tell them, you can say something different. "I'm pretty good. I'm wonderful. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm tired. I'm so-so," So here's what I would do, Dana, is get a piece of paper and write down a bunch of different things that you could say. Write them down. And then put it in your pocket and carry it with you. And each day, try to use a few different ones. Think about how you feel. If you're having a great day, then say, "I'm wonderful. I'm great." Okay? If you're tired, say you're tired. "I'm pretty tired today." If you were so-so, then say, "I'm so-so." Okay?
Got it.
Write it down and carry it with you. And if you have a list of them, then you'll start to learn other things that you can say. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
And the question. I don't know how to talk with others in English. For example, if I come up to the stage of live stream or voice room, and they are talking about a topic, but I don't know how to talk with them. I don't know how to talk with the topic.
Okay.
I don't know how to talk the topic.
Well, it depends on the topic. Right. So I mean, like, look, if somebody invites me to talk with them, if they're talking about space travel, I don't know anything about space travel, so I can't talk about it. If they're talking about the history of the country of Bolivia, I don't really know anything about the history of the country of Bolivia, so I can't really talk about that. So if you're talking to someone about something you don't know, then don't make statements, make questions instead. Be curious, ask questions. So that's all you have to do. You can converse, you can talk to anyone about anything. But if you don't know about that topic, then what you should do is ask questions. Don't pretend like you know things. Right? So that's great. Be curious, ask questions. That's one of the best things in life. And if you're trying to have a good conversation with people, then that's one of the best things you can do is be curious and ask questions. Okay?
Okay. Okay. But for me, even the simple topic, I don't know how to make a good conversation with them. For example, the topic of dive, and I can only use some sentences I have done or I have talked. Yes, and I don't know how to use other sentences in English to talk about it.
To talk about, was it diving? Did you say diving? Like swimming? Or driving?
For example,
开车吗?
for example, if the topic is life, I can only use some English sentences which I have used before.
Right. Well, life is a big topic. That's a big, big topic. So, Dana, in language, the way we learn language is first we start with what I call baby language. Baby language is very simple thoughts, like I'm tired, I'm happy, I'm hungry, I'm sad. Right? Those are simple things that anybody can do. I like this, I don't like that. I want this, I don't want that. I need this, I don't need that. 很简单的, right? Very easy. Then we go to the next stage, which is asking questions. What do babies do first? They just say what they want. But then when you get to be about 5, 6 years old, you say, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Why? Why? When? Where? You ask a lot of questions, right? That's the next stage of being a child, is asking questions. So that's what you should do with your language too, is that's stage 2, is asking questions and trying to answer them, right? And then stage 3 is talking about yourself and simple topics, not philosophy, not politics, not religion. Those are difficult topics. But you can talk about your family and your friends and your life, your hobbies, your interests. Where have you traveled? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Those are topics about you. Okay? Then we have stage 4. Stage 4 is like college level thinking, where we're now asking you to talk about things like, well, what do you think about the economy? Or what do you think about this religion? Or what do you think about this philosophy? Right? Those are difficult things. And many people, they don't get to that stage. They don't quite get there. Like in Chinese, I don't think I can really talk about those things in Chinese yet. You know, I can talk about stage 1, 2, and 3, right? I can tell you about my family. I can tell you about my life. I can tell you about where I want to go and where I've been and my hobbies and my interests, and my past and my present and my future. But I can't really talk about what I think about the philosophy of Kongzi. You know, like, yeah, I can't, right? You know, like I can tell you some things I like about him, but it's very simple, right? I can't discuss it, right? So, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 are the most important parts of language, in my opinion. Okay, and that's a lot. That's a lot of language. I think that's about 80% of language. Stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. If you can get to that far with any language, you're doing really well. Okay? Stage 4, that, like I said, that's like, can you go to college and use that language? Right? Like if I had to go to Chinese university and take Chinese classes using Chinese, I'd be in trouble. Like my Chinese is okay, but it's not that good. I can't, study biology in Chinese, not yet. Could I talk to you about what food I like in Chinese? Yeah. Can I talk to you about what music I like in Chinese? Yeah. Can I tell you about where I'm from and what I do and my family? And yeah, of course. Yeah, I can tell you about all those things. So, Dana, let me give you a tip. This is why writing is such an important part of language. Writing gives us the opportunity to make a project, right? So if you want to know how to speak about a subject, then you need to write about it, right? And if you want to write about it, then you need to read about it. So that's why when you're in school, they give you projects like papers to write. Right? So they'll say, can you talk about the American Civil War? No, I can't because I don't know about it. So they'll say, okay, well, read this and read this and read this and then write a paper about it. Now you've read a bunch and you've written a paper about it. If you've read and you've written, then you can speak. Okay, so if you want to talk about something, if there's some subject that you want to talk about, when you say life, that's too big, but choose something smaller, right? Like maybe they're talking about family or they're talking about culture or they're talking about, let me think. Things like where you want to travel or things like that, right? If you want to learn about those things, or history, that's a good example. History is a really good one. If you want to learn about history, if you want to talk about history, then first you must read about it, learn about it, then you can write about it to see if you can express yourself about it, and if you can write about it, then you can speak about it. Okay?
Can't agree with you more.
There you go.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, 都可以说，都可以啊 can't, couldn't, 都可以 Yeah.
And I say I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, 都可以 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I know that's not the easy answer, right? Because everybody wants to just say, well, how can I learn how to speak about, those things? But sometimes you can't. Without reading about them, you can't. You have to read about them and then write about them. And writing will give you the time to think about how you can express yourself. When you try to speak, it happens too quickly. You can't, but if you have time to write about it first, then you have time to, what we say is you're crafting your words. To craft means to make carefully. Right? So you're not just writing anything. You write it down and then you look at it and you say, is that good enough or should I make it better? You have time now. You have time to look at it and say, oh, well, maybe if I move that word here, that will be better. And maybe instead of saying happy, I can say joyous, right? I can use a different word, right? So you have time to craft it and make it better, right?
Mm. And this I have learned English sentences every day with my English teacher, and before I haven't reviewed the English sentences. So after I learned them, I usually forgot them.
Mm.
But these 2 months, I usually reviewed them when I am in the metro
Hmm.
in the metro. Um, and then I can think about and I can remember some of them. And for example, just what I said, there is no greater gift than that of giving much time and energy to help with others without expecting anything in return. This English sentences is what I have done with the English
Right.
teacher, and I reviewed it so I remembered it and I can use it. So I couldn't agree more. First, I need to read some papers, and I learn it, and I write something by myself,
Hmm.
and maybe I can speak
Yeah.
better.
But again, to talk about languages, again, it's a lot like music. And if you study a musical instrument like the piano, the teacher they'll teach you the piano. You'll take the lessons and you'll study how to play this song, right? And you play it many times by yourself, right? And then after you play it by yourself, then they make you do a recital. 你知道 recital 吗？就是独奏制 no 独奏会
演奏会
yeah. So
奏会
yeah, so that means you have to get in front of people and perform, right? And if you can do that, then you can play anywhere, right? So that's the same thing with language, that first you study by yourself. First you study by yourself and you try to practice by yourself. Then you try to practice with your teacher. Then you try to practice with other people, in front of other people. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And all language takes time, right? So it took a long time for me to remember how to say things like, 修能生巧, or, 修能生巧.
商场
修能生巧. Practice makes perfect,
Yes.
right? And many words, I still forget many words, but I have to use them more, right? So that word I just learned, recital, 奏会,我不知道奏会,可是现在我用,所以 later I can remember, right? But 我需要说这个才艺字
It sounds so hard to learn English. I want to know, do you have girlfriend in Taiwan? Maybe. I think if you have a girlfriend, you will learn Chinese very easily. But we
不
don't
是
have a
不是
boyfriend.
因为他们还没说英文，他们不说英文，他们常常要说中文。哦，不是不一样。Other way, they never want to speak Chinese with me. They only want to speak English. So you don't get any practice ever.
I know free English teacher.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the other way. Yeah, they don't want to speak Chinese, and maybe my Chinese was so poor it's too embarrassing for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe you can make a promise. I don't know how to say that. Maybe today you can you can talk with each other in English, and the other day you can talk with each other in Chinese.
Yeah, that's a good language partner, and I've had a few of those. But when you have a girlfriend, that's not how it works. That's not how it works when you have a girlfriend. No. Yeah, because you don't. When you're having a relationship, you need to feel comfortable all the time, as much as you can. You need to feel comfortable, and so you use the language that's comfortable, right? So, there was a girl I dated in Taiwan who she didn't speak English very well, and my Chinese was not very good, and so it was very difficult for us to date because we couldn't really speak that well to each other. It wasn't comfortable, so it didn't work out.
Maybe you can use the translation apps.
Yeah, maybe now, yeah, but this was a few years ago, and the translation apps were not that good yet, and so no. Yeah, so you could, but and you know what? I knew there was another guy I knew who he had a relationship with a girl, and she didn't speak English and he didn't speak Chinese, and they still had a relationship. I don't know how, but they did. Yeah, I think it's a little weird, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So if you're in a relationship, you need to have at least one language that you're both comfortable in, and that's what you use.
I think maybe the relationship is not about the distance, not about the language. Maybe it's about the heart.
It is. Yeah, you're right. You're right, and that's why it worked for them. But for most people, you need to be able to talk in order to understand the other person's heart. Right? Like, at least on some level, at some point, you have to be able to talk about things. Maybe you like this and she doesn't like that, or you don't like this and she does, right? If you can't talk about those things, that could be a big problem. Communication is a really important part of having a good relationship. If you can't communicate with your partner, then how can you have a good relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark, I have a question. I have a question.
Okay, quickly, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to know if you talk with somebody in Chinese, but you don't agree his opinion or her opinion, you become very angry and you want to dead it.
You mean on Hello Talk?
Or speak English too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think I know what you mean. Now, actually, no. Somebody's speaking Chinese to me and I get upset about what they say. I'll usually be upset in Chinese. Yeah. 你疯了吗？你疯快吗？你去，like whatever, like, whatever.
Not very.
Well, no, but I don't want to be angry. I usually, if I disagree with somebody, life is too short to argue.
Yeah.
So, and I've already when I was younger, I argued all the time. So now I try not to so much. So, especially in another language. Because the other thing is if you can't express yourself very well in a language, there are some things that I will say in English, but maybe you won't understand my language very well, and you might get upset because you don't really understand the way I'm explaining it, right? Same thing in Chinese. If somebody says something to me in Chinese, but their language is much higher level than mine, maybe I could get upset because I don't really understand the way they're explaining it, right? So, but in English, we also have another saying. We say different strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks. That means you have your way, I have my way. 都可以。
different strokes or different strokes.
Yeah, different strokes. Strokes means, in this case, it means the way you do something. So different,
Okay.
everybody has different ways of doing things. That's what it means. Folks means people. So different strokes for different folks means different ways of doing things for different people. Everybody has their own way.
Okay.
Shakespeare said, well, no, to each their own. He said, to thine own self be true. To each their own. Means you do it your way, I do it my way. Fine.
My English level is in the lowest level. Baby language. I just know how to say. I just know how to express my feelings. For example, I want something, I like something, and the
Okay.
second level ask you questions. I don't know how to ask questions, just like when, why, who, where, how.
Okay, so that's what you need to do then, right? That's what you need to do is every day, wherever you go, start asking those questions, right? So if you go to the store, when you go to the store, ask questions. Who is at the store? Who is working at the store? Who do you see at the store? What do they look like? Can you describe them? Oh, there's a foreigner, and there's my neighbor, and there's the boss, and there's the workers. What does the store have? Is it a clothing store? Is it a fruit store? Is it a market? What is it? What kind of store is it? What do they have? Oh, they have shirts and pants and sweaters and hats, or they have, milk and fish and bread and cheese. Right? Describe it. Answer the question. Make the question and then answer the question. Right? When does the store open? When does the store close? Oh, it opens at 9 a.m. and it closes at 8 p.m. Where is the store? Can you give directions there? Oh, this store is in this mall, or this store is on this street near this place, right? Try to answer the question, right? The why questions are a little bit more difficult. Why questions are a little bit more... Don't worry too much about why and how. Worry more about who, what, when, where. But, like, why do people go to stores? Oh, well, they go to stores because they need to buy things. They need to buy new clothes. Their clothes are too old or whatever, right? How questions are actually what I was thinking of. How questions are a bit more like, how do people, well, they go to stores by car or something. So just as many questions as you can think of. It doesn't really matter, okay? 都可以, 随便, right? So every question you can think of. But those are not that difficult. Those are not that difficult. You ask the question and you answer it. If you're watching TV, who is on the TV? Who are the characters? What are their names? What do they do? Why are they there? When is that show on TV? How long has it been on TV? Why do you like it? Right? Those are questions that you can answer. You just need to take the time to do it. Right? Okay. And then stage 3, like I said, stage 3 is still, you can do that too, but you just have to start simply, right? So talk about your family.
Okay.
Do you have any brothers or sisters? How old are they? Where do they live? What do they do? What about your mom and dad? Where do they live? How old are they? What do they do? That's not that difficult. Do you have a favorite uncle? Do you have a favorite aunt? Who do you visit more often? Do you go to this grandma or this grandma? Or, why do you like this one better? Whatever. Your friends, that's not that difficult. Who are your friends? Where did you meet? Why do you like them? What do you do together? Right? Those are the same things as stage 2 is very basic general questions wherever you go, right? Wherever you are in life. So if you're at the store, if you're watching TV, if you're at work, if you're at the park, just ask any question. Stage 3 is simple topics where you choose the topic. You choose the topic, like your hobbies. Can you talk about your hobbies? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? Why? How long have you done it? Where did you learn it? Or your work. Can you talk about your work? Can you tell people what you do? How long have you done it? Where did you learn it? Do you like it? You know, what will you do in the future with your job? Right? Those are still simple topics. They just take more time to think about. And maybe you need to write it. Maybe you need to write it. Okay? But yeah, the secret of learning, everybody, is questions.
I would say thank you so much because my English is no good, but you are willing to drag you down to my level to communicate with me, and you are willing to spend so much time communicating with me. So I appreciate you and I thank you very much. And but there is the a last question. Question to ask you if you don't mind.
可以啊。
Okay. I don't have any friends from other countries. And is there any better way to communicate with others in English? Is it necessary to talk with the people from other countries in English?
Is it necessary? Well, no, it's not necessary. I mean, I suppose it depends on you. It depends on you. It depends on what you want to do. But if you want to make friends with people who speak English, then you just have to try. It's not that hard, though. It's really not that hard. 我忘记你住在什么城市？
上海。
上海 OK， 上海有好多外国人。
No. There are no persons from other countries after the pandemic.
哦，真的吗？Okay, but do you know how you can find them? It's really easy.
I don't think it's easy for me. But I just want to learn English.
So it is easy. If you find the food, you will find the foreigner. So if I want to find Turkish people in my city, I have to find the best Turkish restaurant. Then there will be Turkish people there. If I want to find German people in my city, I have to find the best German restaurant, and there will be Germans there. Okay, if you find the best place that makes burgers in Shanghai or pizza in Shanghai, go there. You will find Americans eating there on Saturday.
Oh, good idea.
And then you can just go there and you can just say, you know, can I buy you a beer or can I buy you some French fries? And we can talk in English for a little bit. Can I introduce myself? You know, if I buy you some French fries, you know, and they'll probably say, yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you so much.
On the weekend, when I lived in Taiwan, there were many bars that were foreigner bars, right? Restaurants and bars, right? Where all of the teachers and all of the people who work there from other countries, they all come there on the weekend and they all hang out together because that they speak English there. They have Western food there. We all know each other, you know, so we'll all say, you know, hey, are you going to be at the, you know, this restaurant, you know, on Saturday? Yeah, I'll see you there. So I promise you, you know, when you live in another country, you want to feel like you have a community, like you're not alone. So food is one of the most, food and music if you want to find foreigners, you can. If you can find the food, or if you can find the music they like, you'll find them.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you. And thank you so much. You are so so kind and benevolent and nice. I'm so proud of you. Thank
Nali,
you so
Nali.
much.
Nali, 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 Nali.
And that's what you said. And if someone if someone's language level is very high, and someone's language level is low, just like me, but why they can communicate with each other? I think maybe it's because one of them can drag himself to down to the other's level, and one of them is very
But that's true. That's true. But again, it's like when I would teach children, right? Children are not stupid, they're smart, but they just don't know how to express themselves as well, and they don't have as much experience. So when you speak with children, you have to speak simply, but they have a lot to say, right? So the same thing is with you. Just because I have to speak simply doesn't mean that you don't have a lot to say. You do. And the more you speak, the more your level will grow.
And I think it's because you respect every person, and you are humble. So thank you very much. I'm so proud of you.
I try.
Thank you for time.
I try. You're welcome, Dana. Thank you. Thank you both, Isak and Dana, for listening to me. But guess what, guys? It has been 3 hours and 13 minutes now. I've been here online too long. So I need to go, and it's late for you. 你们需要睡觉.
No, we are young. We are young people.
Well, you still need sleep. Young people need sleep too.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
no, but it was great to talk with both of you, and come back and see me again, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye, girls.
Have a nice day. Take care.
Take care, Dana.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So, yeah, it's been 3 hours and 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer than that, actually, because it took me a long time to get my stream started with all the problems today. I'm glad there were no more problems. I don't understand why there's so many problems when I start my stream, but then the problems go away. Don't understand. It's very weird. You're welcome, Dana. So, guys, if you want to follow me, if you like what I do, then follow me right here. Okay, go to that link and you can find my YouTube. You can find where I have lots of videos on my YouTube channel like this, where I teach and talk about English. I have 73,000 followers. That's a lot of people who ask me questions. So probably whatever question you have, I've already answered it on those videos. So go to my YouTube channel and follow, and you'll find my answers there. I also have a podcast. You can find my podcast there. I also have a website. If you want private lessons with me, go sign up on my website and you can get private lessons with me. Okay? So go to my link tree and you'll find everything you need to do to follow me. Okay? All right, guys. What's my YouTube name? I'll give it to you. It's right here. Here's my website, and here's my YouTube. And here is my link tree again. Okay? My link tree has everything. Go to my link tree, and that has my YouTube. It has everything. Go to my link tree. You'll find everything you need. Okay? All right, guys. So it's time for me to go. I need to go get some lunch. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for participating. Would I like to answer in private messages in Hello Talk? Pakan Patik. I get a lot of messages from a lot of people because I have so many followers. To be honest with you, it's really hard for me to answer people on Hello Talk. Okay? If you want to talk with me privately about things, you might need to buy lessons. Okay? So I can't. I have more than 1,000 unanswered messages on Hello Talk. I lost track of how many. It's too many. But I do my best to talk to people, but I just can't talk to everybody. All right? I don't have enough time in my day, and I do have other things I need to do. So, okay, guys, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, wherever you live in your world. If you live in China, great. If you live in Japan or Brazil or Mexico or Spain or Indonesia, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye-bye.